with you a little upgrade on my live stream setup. I call it an upgrade because I've added another setup, another bit to the setup, but I thought I'd share it with you. For just context, I'm in a simple room. I've got a light at the back, and that's what's powering this. And then, as I showed before, I've got a very simple setup. I've got a light source over there. I've got my laptop over there. I've got my camera over there, which is fine. I'm currently streaming from my phone, which is fine. But the other thing that I do have, which is pretty much a game changer, is this. So if I switch over to here, you'll see that I have my iPad, and my iPad is actually connected to my laptop as a second screen. And I'm using a device here called CAMO Studio, well, a piece of software, so an app called CAMO Studio. And with this, I'm able to share an external source. So it could be a camera, but it could also be another screen, using it as another screen, and live stream that. Now, besides that, what I have over here is I've got my laptop connected to my iPad using a dongle over here. Well, two dongles actually. The first one, I'm going to try and bring it on the screen so you can see. So this is the first one right here. This first one, this first dongle lets me connect the computer to an HDMI output so that I can then use that HDMI output in as an input into my iPad. Hope you're following me still. So that HDMI connection is actually plugged into this dongle right here. Now, this is an HDMI capture card. You can get them for a really relatively low price on Amazon and other sites like that. But you've got this here. And then this, as you can see, is connected to here. I've got a USB-C version, so I had to have a connector that would convert it to normal USB-A. And then I've got this dongle as well as power plugged into the dongle connected directly to my iPad. Also, this cable right here is connected to my camera up there. Okay, we're on the same page now. Okay, so yeah, the beautiful thing is that I can then show things on my computer and then have that be live streamed. Now, rather than the reason I would do this, right, instead of live streaming from my, so I don't know if you can see me. Okay, let me switch cameras on this device. So if I come here, I'm going to switch this to the front camera so you can see me. Let me see if I can make that any bigger. I can move it. I don't know if, oh, I can make it bigger. Okay, great. There we go. So you can see me as I'm talking to you. Great. Okay. Let's take off center stage, shall we? So that everything is visible. Okay, great. So you can see me clearly now. So basically, what I'm aiming to do is I want to do some editing on my computer using this software here. It's called Descript. But the thing with Descript is that it's very power hungry. At the moment, I checked how much data it's using, and it's using about, was it 7 gig of RAM of my computer? And I think I may have, I don't know if I have 8 or 16, but quite frankly, that's too much. So what I've decided to do instead is to just use my iPad as the device through which I stream to the internet. And I'm streaming the video feed from my laptop, but all the processing of Descript happens on the laptop. I hope that sort of makes sense. But yeah, so this is a different setup. So what gamers often do sometimes when they're streaming is that they have a device, they have two computers, one computer where they're playing the game and the other computer where they're streaming live on the internet. Now, instead of relying on one device just because of the power hungriness of live streaming as well as gaming. So they have two separate devices. So I sort of replicated that here, except that instead of having another computer, I'm using my iPad as the second computer, which I think is actually pretty cool. I've never tried this before, but it took me a few hours to get here. By the way, I've been at this for probably maybe 4, almost 5 hours, just trying to figure out a few things, just with live streaming and all that. But I finally hacked this, and I'm super excited. Like, this is absolutely amazing. So yeah. Anyway, the point is now I can do all sorts of stuff on my computer, but stream from my what you call this thing, from my iPad. Now the beautiful thing is I can also plug in more devices to my iPad. So I can plug in the camera to this iPad, which is already connected, as I showed you before. Let me show you by switching to that camera. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to choose the ZV-E10 because that's my camera. And now I've switched, and now the camera that I'm using is my ZV-E10, which is up there, and I'm waving. Hi. Yeah, this is just so amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, so Let me switch back to the other camera so I can look at you as well whilst looking at the iPad, because otherwise this isn't gonna work too well. Okay, let's switch back to front wide camera. Okay, so that's it. That's what I want to share with you today. I think it's just pretty cool. It's a pretty cool setup. I'm gonna keep iterating on this and over time make it an even more seamless setup. The ideal though would be to be able to have a second screen on my computer over there. And then so have this other screen working. But at the moment, my Mac can only connect to one external display, and that's currently the iPad. But eventually I'm going to figure out a way of doing this, maybe by using an HDMI splitter or something. I don't know. But basically have this monitor over here be a second monitor. Or what I could do is actually maybe duplicate. It's going to be a lot of HDMI cables, but we can do this. So basically take out the HDMI output from here. So duplicate this screen and put it up there. Yeah. Yeah, that could potentially work. That way, if I have it just blown up, duplicated, I can see more clearly what I'm doing. Because I mean, I could still edit here and I can maximize this by pressing this button here, right? But the downside with this is that it's still not very big to work with. So I'd want something a little smaller, a little bigger rather, to work with. So that would be my external screen. But that would be my next upgrade on my live stream setup. But yeah, this is looking kind of cool. I'm pretty excited. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell. I'm super excited. All right. I think it's about time for me to end the live stream now. I will catch you in the next video. All right. Take care. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.